The Manitou Cliff Dwellings take you back in time to the Great Pueblo period from roughly 1100 to 1300 CE, the time shortly before the Great Drought that eventually forced the inhabitants to move south and east away from where they were living to the Rio Grande Pueblos of New Mexico and the Hopi Pueblos of Arizona. The cliff dwellings aren't originally from this area. They are recreated from materials moved from the southwest corner of Colorado near Mesa Verde and Dolores. According to their website, the Colorado Cliff Dwelling Association wanted to protect the dwellings from vandalism and looting, so beginning in 1904, they were moved by oxen to the railroad and shipped to Colorado Springs. The materials were then brought to their present location by horse and wagon from the rail station. Once they were reassembled by the Manitou Cliff Dwellings Ruins Company, the preserve was opened in 1907 to the public. By using a concrete mortar and reconstruction versus the original adobe mud and clay mortar, the public can walk inside and tour the structures. At the cliff dwellings, you'll be able to enter the 2- and 3-story family homes that are a part of the cliff, unlike the freestanding pueblos above the Montezuma Valley. Informational signage will tell you about the different dwellings that would hold different numbers of families. 3 families could have lived in a 3-story dwelling, while there is a 2-story structure where 4 families could have lived. You'll also be able to enter the kiva. A kiva is a circular subterranean ceremonial structure built by the Pueblo Indians that the tribal men used as a ceremonial chamber. Men would enter using a ladder which crossed over the sacred smoke from the fire pit. You'll not only see the dwellings, but also the tools necessary for everyday life and survival, like the horno on display, which according to their website was constructed by Chief Little Deer in 1920, with the restoration work done in 1999. The horno is a beehive-shaped oven made of adobe bricks covered with earth and straw and was used for making bread. At the cliff dwellings, you'll learn more about the plant life and their uses, like the desert 4 o'clock plants that were used to reduce swelling and for relief of arthritis and dental problems, and the Navajo tea or coda used for making tea. They've planted for display examples of food sources like 4-winged saltbush and Indian ricegrass. There's also plant life used for ceremonies like sagebrush and wormwood that were burned as incense to purify lodges, utensils, and people. Also, the plants used as medicines like the purple mallow to treat colds, aches, and pains. There are 2 indoor museums on the property, the Cave and the Pueblo Museums. Inside you'll see artifacts throughout time, from pottery like water jars to jewelry and tools. There's a display of cradle boards built for not only carrying but protecting and shading babies. The cradles were made from reeds, yucca leaves, and cedar strips attached to an oval frame. You'll also be able to learn about burial rituals, weaponry, and farming practices. Every year, more than 100,000 tourists visit the cliff dwellings.